What's up? This is The One, and you're watching The Sport of Kings.
Wildcats.
What they call me, the one and only. I make sure your girl is never lonely.
It's the Sport of Kings. Maryland Diamond Ring. Football.
Welcome to a special edition of The Sport of Kings. I'm your host, the one and only Jodecideion. The NFL regular season has now ended. We are now in the NFL playoffs, Wildcard weekend. Now, let's close the book on the NFL regular season by announcing who activated beast mode for Week 17. Coming out of nowhere, Matt Flynn, the backup quarterback to Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers, threw for 480 yards and 6 touchdowns on 31 completions and 44 attempts. Matt Flynn is your beast mode quarterback. Rushing for 191 yards on 24 carries and scoring 2 touchdowns, Ray Rice of the Baltimore Ravens is your beast mode running back. Catching 9 passes for 162 yards and scoring 3 touchdowns, Jordy Nelson of the Green Bay Packers is your beast mode wide receiver. In a game they had to win just to get into the playoffs, the New York Giants defense accumulated 6 sacks, 1 interception, and forced a fumble. The New York Giants is your team beast mode defense. Matt Flynn, Ray Rice, Jordy Nelson, and the New York Giants defense all activated beast mode for Week 17.
And in this week's Bonehead Move of the Week goes right back to Santonio Holmes. This is his second time on the Bonehead list. He just don't want to play. He quit on his team. You know, he's a captain. I don't know why he's a captain. You know what I'm saying? When you quit on your team, when you need a must-win to go into the playoffs and play like that and just sit yourself out, man, they just got to get rid of him. He's my Bonehead Move of the Week.
Now join the S41 Picks and Predictions show on the PMK Sports Network, already in progress. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the S41 Picks and Predictions show on the PMK Sports Network. I'm your host, the one and only Jodecideion, and my man to my left,
Your boy S4Y.
Brought to you by Bitches, playing with your junk since 2 million BC. Both of us going 1-2 in the final week of the regular season and ending the year 16-12 and 19-9. We now take a look at the wildcard weekend of the NFL playoffs. Game number 1, AFC wildcard. The 6th seed Cincinnati Bengals heads to Houston to play the 3rd seed Houston Texans, 4:30 p.m. on NBC. The Bengals get in by luck due to all the other AFC opponents losing their game last week, and so they walk into the playoffs. And the Houston Texans, who've clinched 3rd seed a while ago, pretty much slip into the playoffs with, I believe, 3 consecutive losses.
Yeah, they both in there limping, but this is the playoffs. Everybody is fresh, starting brand new, excited. You know, you got Cincinnati, like I said, you got that young quarterback, you got that core. I know they're trying to make some noise. You got Houston that finally making the playoffs. You know, the other Texan team didn't get in. They finally got the attention on them. And I know their quarterback situation is a little bit messy, but they got a good running game, great defense, and they at home. That play's gonna be crazy. I'm going with Houston.
Man, I'm gonna. It's kind of hard because, you know, we've been hard on Houston all year. You know, the games we thought they were going to lose, they win. When we finally pick them, they lose. Still, I think it goes down to quarterback play, and I think Yates, even though he shows signs of greatness, he's still a rookie playing in his biggest game of his career, the biggest game in the history of the franchise, the Houston Texans. And so I'm going with Cincinnati because I think they're more weathered to these type of games after playing Baltimore and Pittsburgh twice. And so I'm going with Cincinnati with the upset and to advance to the next round. Game number 2. NFC Wildcard, Saturday, 8 p.m. on NBC. The 6th seed Detroit Lions heads to New Orleans to play the 3rd seed Saints. The Detroit Lions had a good game the final week of the season, but lost to the Green Bay Packers and a backup quarterback. And the Saints, who've been on this a hot streak, especially after Drew Brees passed Dan Marino for the all-time passing yards record.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a great game. Like you said, the thing about it, this is brand new. These teams don't really have too much defense, but New Orleans got a better defense than Detroit Lions. When you got a backup on the Green Bay Packers that torched Detroit, and Detroit was trying to win, it tells you something else. And I was on Rodgers for MVP the whole time, but I'm on the Breeze bandwagon. He's gonna be the MVP. They at home. I think they're gonna take out Detroit in a high-scoring game.
Yeah, man, this is going to be one of those almost like college bowl games we saw this past weekend. Just points everywhere, no defense, just touchdowns, touchdowns, touchdowns. On Detroit, you got Megatron, you got the young quarterback throwing the ball to everybody, and then Drew Brees. You're right. If Aaron Rodgers wasn't having the record the Green Bay Packers had, he'd be the MVP, and he still have a chance to get it. So I'm going with the Saints at home. The Who Dat Nation wins again. Game number 3, NFC Wildcard, Sunday, 1 p.m., Fox Network. The 5th seed Atlanta Falcons heads to MetLife Stadium to play the New York Football Giants. The Atlanta Falcons, who've been playing pretty well, but have suffered a couple of losses in the last 3 games of the season. And then the New York Football Giants, who at one time were just dead in the water, doomed. Got on a hot streak, win the last 2 games of the season to get into the playoffs and win the NFC East division.
Yeah, this game is going to be good. I mean, I picked Atlanta a couple of times during the season. I know what they could do with Ryan and Gonzalez and the running game that they got. They got a pretty good defense, but I think they play a little bit better when they're at home. They're on the road. If the Giants play the way they played against those Cowboys, besides a little middle part of the 3rd quarter, if they just played like that for the rest of the playoffs, I think the Giants are gonna be real dangerous. I expect the Giants to win this game.
Yeah, man, I'm going Giants too. And even though I'm from Texas and can be considered a Cowboy fan, I do believe in momentum and hot streaks. And the Giants have always been one of those kind of teams that when they're feeling good, when they're confident about themselves, when they know they can ball, they can beat anybody. And so I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants go on another 2007 type streak and get to the Super Bowl. So I'm going with the Giants 2 at home to win this game. Game number 4, AFC Wildcard, 4:30 p.m. on CBS. The 5th seed Pittsburgh Steelers heads to Mile High to play the 4th seed Denver Broncos. The Pittsburgh Steelers, despite Ben Roethlisberger being hurt, still been winning games. And the Denver Broncos, who are on a 3-game losing streak, Tim Tebow time looks like it's over and it's done. He hasn't been playing well at all, and now they're limping to the playoffs by luck of the Oakland Raiders losing last week.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is on the road, which doesn't really matter to them. They're a veteran squad. There's another team. As long as they can stay healthy and put it together, they could do another long streak themselves. Tebow in Denver. I know it's at Denver. I know the play's going to be crazy. They're going to have energy, you know what I'm saying? They're going to try to throw up some numbers. But Pittsburgh is one of those teams that, I mean, not to knock what Denver's been doing, Pittsburgh probably can knock this out in the 1st quarter, and it'll be completely game. I'm going with Pittsburgh, and controversy for Denver in the offseason is going to begin.
Yeah, man, I'm going to say this. If there's anything true about Tebow praying to God for wins and help and miracles and divine intervention, all that good stuff, this is the week he needs to start doing it for real, because there's no way on paper, fantasy, real life facts, whatever you want to say, that the Denver Broncos should win this game. There's no way possible. Pittsburgh's a way better team, way better players, across the board a better team. If Denver somehow wins this game, it would truly be a miracle. But I say reality happens and the Pittsburgh Steelers win this game easily. Thank you for watching the Wildcard Weekend edition of the S41 Picks and Prediction Show on the P&K Sports Network. Please come back and join us next week for the divisional playoff round. Until then, I'm your host, the one and only Jodecideion, and
your boy is for why?
See you next week. Take care.
And this week, S41 Picks and Predictions Show was sponsored by Bitches. Can't live with them, can't live without them.
Once again, thank you for watching The Sport of Kings. We'll see you next time. Take care.